Welcome back to the show, everybody. We're so glad you're here. Hope you're having a good day. Well, our guest today has become a fast friend of ours this year. I love this guy so much. Michael Levitt is an accomplished executive producer. You name someone in Hollywood, he's worked with them. From Britney Spears to the Fonz himself, Henry Winkler. And this Friday, he has a new competition show coming out featuring some adorable rescue dogs. We're going to get the dish on that and more. Audience, give it up for my buddy, Michael Levitt, everybody. Hi, Michael.
Hey, everybody.
How you doing?
I'm great. How are you, Jason?
I'm doing well. Good to see you.
You as well.
Okay, let's start. We'll get Dish a little bit later, but let's talk about your newest show. Tell the folks about, and I love the name, tell the folks about...
I'm a producer, right?
Right?
That's Hazel, my rescue dog, Hazel.
Oh,
Hi,
look.
pretty girl.
Oh, so cute, Michael.
Thank you.
Well, perfect timing. Tell the folks about Stanley Pup.
So I'm a producer, but I'm also actively involved in dog rescue. And a few years ago, when my sister was sadly dying of cancer, my partner and I adopted a dog named Trooper, and we learned firsthand that adage, who rescued who, when Trooper came into my life during a very difficult time. And so Trooper got me very involved in dog rescue. And the problem was I kept getting kicked out of shelters because I would try and intervene when people were surrendering their dogs. And I would get mad when they wouldn't listen to me. So I figured there had to be a better way. So I decided to create rescue-themed programming, and I've had a lot of success with that. And the idea is really to get the message out and hopefully inspire people to rescue their next dog. And I had always loved, thank you. I had always loved the Puppy Bowl, that show with all the puppies in the little football stadium. And I thought there needs to be a version for hockey. And of course it should be called the Stanley Pup. And so I approached the National Hockey League. They were thinking of doing a rescue show, and they loved the idea, and here we are.
And what a great I love a good name. What a great name. And you know, too, you have someone involved that I'm so glad, like she's getting ready to be on an episode of And Just Like That. What's Sherry O'Terry doing in the show?
She is the funniest. I put her in the Lucille Ball, Melissa McCarthy category.
Yes.
First of all, I knew that Sherry was big into dog rescue. She actually fosters dogs, which is amazing. So when I asked her to participate, I wasn't surprised that she said yes. But we had her be a coach of one of the teams of Puppies in the competition. And she does not disappoint. She is hysterical.
Don't you kind of already answered it, but especially for the young folks that missed her era of set. Oh, look at this. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, hold on a minute. We're looking at some video of the show. Are you kidding me, Michael?
It's cuteness overload on steroids. And we had a pig sing the national anthem, of course. International recording artist La Puerca.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that Mr. Reeve? Is that Christopher Reeve's son right there?
Will Reeve is the other coach of the opposing team.
No, Jamie Lee. Look at the stars, Michael Levitt.
Jamie Lee Curtis, Tim Allen, Cedric the Entertainer, Nikki Glazer, all celebrities that actively support dog rescue came out to be a part of it, which warms my heart, and I'm just so thrilled with it. What we did was, Jason, 32 puppies, Paula Abdul, 32 puppies are each representing a different team in the league, and we divided them up into the 4 divisions. So it's Metropolitan versus Atlantic, Pacific versus Central. They do 2 games. Those winning teams go into the playoff or into the final where they compete to win the championship, take home the Stanley Pup trophy, and of course, bragging rights, or as we like to say, wagging rights.
Oh my, Michael, man, you've done both now, Michael. What's more challenging, producing a show with dogs or celebrities?
Well, I have to say that more puppies are potty trained than celebrities, but that's another story.
No, really quick before we go to the break, and we'll be back with you, but what I wanted to say before that damn cute video rolled, Sherry O'Terry needs to be a bigger deal, don't you think, Michael? She needs to be in more stuff.
Not only is she came in, we gave her some like talking points. She came in, rewrote everything in minutes, and she's hysterical. I mean, talking about giving pep talks to the puppies about don't drag your anus on the grass even though it feels good. I mean, I can't deliver it like her, but that's just a sampling of how hysterical she is. She really elevated the show.
Yeah, we have that saying in our conference room too. Yeah. We'll be right back with Michael when we come back. Back with some dish. Stay with us, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. We're back with my buddy, producer Michael Levitt. Don't forget to follow him on TikTok. The stories Michael has. Let's start with this, Michael, on this one, because it's getting a lot of play because of that incredible documentary on HBO. We're talking about the great Paul Reubens. You had a chance to work with Paul. Your observations about the man?
Well, I have not seen the documentary yet. It's at the top of my list because I've been busy producing
you're a little busy,
Stanley Pup. But yes, I worked with him twice. We honored him both at my Scream Awards and at the TV Land Awards. And he was I would describe him, that's, by the way, that is probably my favorite photo with celebrities. That's obviously Mike Myers, who presented Paul with the TV Land Award. He was a gentle man, very soft-spoken, very detailed, knew his brand, obviously, and very involved in the presentation for him on both shows. So I worked with him closely. He definitely knew what he wanted. But one of the things I loved, and they may have addressed this in the documentary, was when he became your friend, on your birthday, he would send you memes of cakes.
Yes,
with
they do, Michael.
Them.
They covered this.
And I was on that list. So I would, every year on my birthday, get 10, 15 memes from him throughout the day that with these over-the-top cakes that said Michael on them. And it warmed my heart every year, but that was just an example of what a kind and thoughtful man he was, and obviously gone too soon. But so, when we lose someone like that, and I've had the opportunity to work with them, I'm so grateful, and I never take that for granted.
Michael, when you do get a chance, you got to see the documentary, my friend. It's so well made. It's such a love letter to him. It's so good. You mentioned the TV Land Awards. For folks that don't know, Michael was the grand poobah of the thing, and it started in 2003. Tell the folks, this is Dish, and especially because we're based here in Minneapolis, we, of course, have affection for Mary Tyler Moore. Tell folks the story about that opening with the montage of TV theme melodies.
Well, yeah, I mean, you talked about how great Tadam was with Lady Gaga, but they didn't have Cindy Williams and Penny Marshall schlemiel schlemazeling in their opening like we did on the TV Land Awards. We were known for these theme song openings, and so we would have David Cassidy and Shirley Jones come out doing Partridge Family, and Maureen McCormick and Florence Henderson singing Brady Bunch, and they were such crowd pleasers. They set the tone of the show. And in the first year, we were honoring the Mary Tyler Moore Show, and we obviously wanted Mary to come out with, people and dancers to the Mary Tyler Moore theme song. But her publicist said, no, that's not for Mary. And, as a producer, part of your job is to not let an idea go and figure out what the workaround was. So even though I knew I could have gotten in trouble from the publicist, I said, okay, if Mary's not going to come to us on stage, let's go to Mary. So I had the dancers come down from the stage and go gather around her at the table and just hand her the hat. And you can see the dancer whisper in her ear, throw the hat. And I thought, what's she gonna do? And so there you go. And there goes the dancer, comes up to her and will say, throw the hat in the air. And she happily did it. And it was a great, great moment.
Look at that, Michael. Yeah, you're right.
There you go. There she goes.
Yeah, that is a work around. There she goes.
There she goes. That's how you do it, folks.
That's how you do it. Okay, another story from that, tell the folks about Bea Arthur and the Sex and the City parody.
So we started doing these hilarious parodies throughout the years with classic stars, putting them into modern shows. And the first one I wanted to do was a parody of Sex and the City. And my original plan was to have the cast of the Golden Girls. And so Rue McClanahan was in, Bea Arthur was in, and I always knew I wanted her to play Carrie Bradshaw because I thought that bus going by with her dressed as Carrie Bradshaw, but I had her flip off the bus, which was great. But my last call was to Betty White, who I thought, of course Betty White's going to want to do it. But Betty, oddly enough, passed. And one of the things she told me was that she was not a fan of Sex and the City, which was shocking to me because that is one of my all-time favorite shows, but she just didn't get the sensibility, and so she passed. And I just thought, how do I do this without the cast of the Golden Girls? So I recast it. There you have Bea as Carrie Bradshaw. I had Charlotte Rae playing Charlotte. I had Katherine Hellman playing Miranda, and then I had Sally Struthers playing Samantha, and it worked out great.
Oh, Michael, that is so good. I haven't seen this in years. Okay, Michael's going to stick around. Go ahead.
May I just tell you, Mr. Big was played by Abe Vigoda. Sorry.
Oh, Michael's sticking around. We'll be right back. More stories right after this. Abe Vigoda. Fish. Welcome back, everybody. Our buddy Michael Levitt. Don't forget to follow him on TikTok. The best stories. The best stories, man. I'm still laughing about that Sex and the City parody. It's one of the, isn't it, Michael, let me just ask you a broad question here, knowing about television the way that I do. Isn't it just a bathtub of joy when you have a concept like that one, like the Sex and the City parody, and you never know how it's going to come out after in the editing room, and it comes out and you watch it, for the first time to preview it, and it's a hit. Isn't that the best feeling in the world?
I mean, absolutely. So much of my job is managing network executives and dealing with notes that I disagree with. And so a lot of times, hey guys, a lot of times these ideas happen in spite of the network, not because of them. So when I'm able to pull something off and have the support of people like the executives at TV Land who said, go for it, and I make it happen, it is such a wonderful feeling and the most rewarding part of my job.
Michael, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I always love thumbing my nose at the executives. So I want to ask you, has there ever been in your career a note, a network note, a note from an executive that you defied and it ended up being a success? Like that they told you to do one thing and you went the opposite and it was a huge hit?
Yes, the Radio Disney Music Awards, it was the year of Let It Go, and we couldn't get Idina Menzel. She wasn't available, and I had a concept because I knew we had to celebrate the song. I found a young girl on YouTube who was 14 who sang the song beautifully in Utah, and I came up with a moment where we surprised her while she was singing the national anthem at a local football game and told her she was going to get to perform the song on the Radio Disney Music Awards. And to me, that was the closing of the show. And the executives told me no and pushed back. And I really put my job on the line and fought for it. And I remember the head of the network, when I really went at him, I thought he hung up on me, but he actually got disconnected. But I was so passionate, and I know they were not happy with me, but they let me have my way, and we closed the show with it, and it was spectacular. And it went viral. I think it has 10 million hits, and that was like just one of many examples. Sometimes that gets me in trouble, but I feel like if you're going to hire me, my passion comes along with
Absolutely. You know, yeah. Well, and I think you'll verify this, and if not, it'll be even juicier, but I think you will. One of our favorites around here after 10 seasons of this show, one of our favorite guests in studio has been and always will be Vanessa Williams. I found her to be quite delightful. Okay, you're clapping, so good. This won't turn awkward. I found her to be, I mean, my husband had to drive her around, which was a whole separate story, but I found her to be everything I wanted her to be. Your experience, my friend?
The same. A consummate pro, the loveliest woman, doesn't behave like she's a celebrity. She's really in it for the art of being an actress, singer, and performer, and just a really kind individual. She hosted the TV Land Awards one year, and one of my favorite hosts ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I had a concept that I wasn't sure she was going to go for. We had, in previous years, we had Kelly Ripa enter at the top of the show as the flying nun flying over the audience. We had Cedric the Entertainer landing a plane with all the classic stars getting off of it. And so my concept with Vanessa was that she would open the show and say, you know, they have a flying theme here at the TV Land Awards. Kelly Ripa flew. You know, Cedric flew, they want me to fly, but this girl ain't flying with her Manolo Blahnik, so I'm going to ask my favorite TV Land stars to fly. And so she launches into a version of Peter Pan's I'm Flying, but in this case it's Greg Brady's flying, Doc from Love Boat's flying, we had Gary Coleman flying around the room, Horshack, Nellie Olson's flying, and then there you go. And then at the very end, the greatest American hero.
Michael!
The audience did not know what was going on. I mean, it was TV Land on crack. And it was one of my favorite openings ever. And then at the end, of course, Vanessa says, all right, and then she flies. But what a player. She came to play.
Yeah.
She loved it and did it, and I love her for it.
Well, we always appreciate it. Michael, thank you so much, buddy. We'll talk soon. Be sure to follow Michael on social media and watch the 2025 Stanley Pup this Friday on truTV. Back after this, everyone.